sounds of summer.
Hit that horn, babe. Let's dance.
The hit on Reggie Bush.
That had to hurt his parents.
And coming attractions today on the season premiere of NFL Films Presents.
NFL Films Presents is brought to you by The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
The hum of an air conditioner, waves crashing on the beach, a gentle breeze flowing through the trees. For most of us, those are the soothing sounds of summer. But for an NFL player in training camp, well, his ears are filled with air horns, whistles, and the rhythmic rants of fired-up coaches.
Everybody ready? You're not ready yet. You are not ready yet. Everybody ready? Hold up, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Everybody ready?
Look different with uniforms on, don't they? We've been in shorts the whole time. You know, it's the first time I've seen them with a uniform on.
Yep.
A little football today. Not in underwear anymore, huh?
Don't let me catch you smiling today like you actually having a good time.
A back cannot block you, ever. Rodney Harrison never gets blocked. You know what I mean? Ever. That's why he's a really good player. And when he tackles you, your eyeballs pop out of the back of your head. You know what I mean?
Sir.
That's why these fans like John Lynch, not because he was a Buccaneer, because he used to blast people. Do you do that? Do you do that?
Hit that horn, babe. Let's dance.
Stick it in the ground. That's all you got to do. Bang, 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 boop. Bang, 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 boop. It ain't that hard.
Come on, guys. We don't need a 4-hour dissertation about how to drive.
As soon as he does this, guys are running. They're running here. You run there and catch it in there. We have no play. It cannot get in here too much. You're going to get killed.
Somebody whacks me right in the top of the head.
It's just like pursuit drill. You dropped, he dropped the ball, you kind of cruised. You got to take off, you got to fly.
Damn it.
Stay on your feet. Stay away from the quarterback. Stay off the quarterback.
Don't collision him. Strip the ball. Don't collision him.
Hey, they should never get underneath you. Now, let's go. Get your down and punch him in his mouth. Let's go.
Hey, Base, you'll learn this saying, don't be that guy, be the guy. Yes, sir. All right? We need some pilots, not passengers.
Accepting shot. Yeah. Oh, we're just batting about ideas. That's what coaches do. You guys talk about girls. We talk about football plays. That's how you know you're too old. Here we go. Trio left, tight, empty, shot, Yahoo. Yahoo.
A right stop, 382 smoke, X smack on the dummy, on the dummy, on the dummy.
Dummy, 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 stud right slot. A right stop, 382 smoke, X step, smack on dummy.
Whoa. Before you break the huddle, if you have a question like that, ask the guy in the red shirt. He's throwing you the ball.
97, keep right. Z bluff, whack, X crop. Z bluff, X crop.
Left.
You left.
Open. You left.
97.
Keep right. No
X,
tag.
X crop, Z bluff. Yeah.
188. 187.
Went over your head. How's that on you?
Because I called it on one in the huddle, so he was waiting for cadence. I got up there, got everybody switched up, tried to switch the cadence on him. He couldn't hear it. It's my fault. I need to call that on silent in the huddle.
Yeah, so I understand that's your fault, but the ball shouldn't sail over your head. Both you guys can run.
Ho, 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 ho! Santa Claus is here, huddle up! Blast! Blast!
187.
Center is giving us wet balls. Wet balls, man. Center is just soggy.
The saggy pants don't help at all. At least wear a towel on your butt or something.
And then he's sweating all in the ball, too.
Now that's a penalty. That's a penalty, Sammy. That's a penalty. That's a 15-yard penalty. You can't do that. On you, you pull a guy's face mask.
It wasn't intentional, Coach.
Coach, you grab the guy's face mask. That's intentional. They're going to call a 15-yard penalty on you. You're a veteran receiver.
What, I give you a compliment coming out here, now you can't catch a damn thing. Nothing.
In all honesty, I want you to drop another ball. Okay?
Going the other way.
You only get so many chances to intercept one. We got to make it count.
You let the guy run like that and no number 2 coming to the flat? Now that's bull. Hey, you got to do better than that. You got enough speed that you can play. You got to do better than that.
Leonard, you're going about half speed. It's not good enough, okay? Put someone else in there. Who else can play here?
Get him out of the game, will you? Get him out of here. Another back.
Hey, get in the damn book. Get in the book. Too many of these are happening every day. Every day. Get in the book.
Hey, listen up now, listen up. You got 3 plays. They're going to try to make 10 yards. You got 3 plays to stop them.
Don't just go through the motions. You're going to be in about 3 or 4 plays. This is everything full speed to the whistle till you get to the ball.
We're giving a little counter step by the back, but it is a fast play and it's a bang 'em play. You know what I mean? In your thinking. You got to get your pad level down, and he's coming downhill right now. Run.
Turn and go, turn and go, turn and go. Oh, there it is. Get in there.
Stay square. Keep your shoulders square.
Good, good, good. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. There we go.
There it is. Good shot, Jeff.
Oh!
Hit that hard! That's really a good throw.
You got better as the day went? Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. Because there was room for improvement.
Communication got you in trouble as much as anything. The lack of, I should say. So make sure you're talking.
Some smart individual plays, and then we had some really good plays where 10 guys were doing it right, and then we had one guy doing it wrong.
I gotta have the best attitude in the world, but if I don't execute, the guys that you're playing against, they're good enough that they'll whip your ass. All right? We have to execute.
Today was not easy. Sometimes in the fourth quarter it gets that way. Okay, where it's not easy. You don't think you have anything left, but you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going.
A brownout? Bushwhacked? How best to describe it? I'm not sure, but I do know that when Sheldon Brown hit Reggie Bush last season, it was one of the hardest tackles in NFL history.
Come on, Bush, you know how to roll. Come on, Bush, come on.
The New Orleans Saints got Reggie Bush. Sheldon Brown and the Eagles were intent on getting Reggie Bush. That's exactly what they did on the second play from scrimmage in the 2006 playoffs.
Reggie Bush is in the backfield. They swing it out to him, and he's going to be killed.
Sheldon Brown absolutely leveled Reggie Bush. As clean a textbook tackle as you would ever see.
For me, I mean, he was defenseless. For me, it's like running through cardboard boxes. Obviously, it wasn't two forces colliding with one another. So for me, I really didn't feel the impact.
Bush did. It was the hardest hit he'd taken in the NFL.
Honestly, I hadn't really been hit too hard before that. In the Giants game, Will Dims got a nice little shot on me, but that didn't affect me at all. I was jumping over somebody. He caught me in the air, but, I didn't feel that.
This may have been the first big hit Bush received, but it wasn't the first one Sheldon Brown had delivered. And Bush wasn't the first Reggie to be Brown's victim. In 2002, Reggie Swinton of the Cowboys was greeted by rookie Sheldon Brown, who wore number 39. But Brown considers his second hit on Swinton to be harder than the one he gave Bush.
Reggie Swinton, I hit him more flush, more square. He was playing wide receiver and I was able to hit him.
Brown's hit on Reggie Bush was the result of a chess match between Eagles defensive coordinator Jim Johnson and Saints head coach Sean Payton. When the two teams met earlier in the 2006 season, Bush hurt Philadelphia on short swing passes. But in the playoffs, Johnson had the Eagles ready and waiting.
Jim Johnson just called a great play, just killed us. So I was sick about the call because it was where Drew was supposed to go with the football. Reggie did the right thing. Well, there's something wrong if you're taking a loss of 4 and everyone's doing their job.
It was just one of those situations where they called the perfect defense at the perfect time. Now, normally when a linebacker blitzes off that side, I'm hot, meaning that Drew's going to immediately dump the ball over the linebacker's head. Normally I'm wide open because that linebacker that's blitzing should be covering me, and that cornerback is running normally with Marcus Colston or whoever's out there playing receiver. In this situation, the Eagles, they played it very well. I think they rolled the safety over the top to cover Colston, and Sheldon Brown sat on it. He didn't run with Colston when they blitzed.
I don't even think I backpedaled on that play. When I saw him swing, I just took a beeline straight at him. I was able to capitalize on an opportunity that we studied the whole week. Very seldom that you get that opportunity to really eliminate a play throughout the course of the game because they really didn't run it anymore after that.
And Bush is hurt.
He is hurt bad. The Eagles eliminated the play, but they could not eliminate the player. And perhaps no one was more surprised to see Bush return from the hit than cinematographer John Shupin, who might have been the closest person not in uniform to witness the hit. This is what Shupin saw through his camera.
In my frame, I saw Trotter coming towards him, so I was assuming that would be the first guy to make contact with him. And he was a few yards away, and just out of nowhere came Sheldon Brown. How fast it happened, real time, was just crazy. It was just unbelievable that this just happened right in front of me. And I could have literally walked out there and helped the guy up off the field. That's how close he was to me. It's nothing that you could ever imagine unless you're there and you hear the violent hit, just the sound, and there was like this gasp, and there was just silence. There was just dead silence.
Initially, Bush bounced right up, but he had the wind knocked out of him. He went back down and began crawling. Perhaps a subconscious statement that no matter what, he will not be stopped. Soon after, the Superdome silence was replaced by a Reggie refrain.
With the cries of Reggie in the background. Reggie is up on his knees, but he's going to require some medical attention.
Come on, Bush! Woo! Come on, Bush!
Bush then made the most impressive run of his rookie season.
I like to think of myself as pretty tough, and I think because of the style of runner I am, I don't get to show it as much regardless of what the injury was, regardless of the extent of the hit. I was going to come back in.
I was amazed that he was able to come back and perform the way he did and play at a high level.
Let's go, Reggie! They'll flex the fullback, Carney. Hand it off inside the Bush. Nothing there. Comes to the near sideline, inside the 5. Diving for the pylon. He's in! Reggie Bush!
After Bush scored, he found a poster of his likeness in the end zone, and he began pounding on his heart, which, as the Eagles learned, is much tougher than any hit.
That was me kind of saying that, you know, he knocked me down, but he didn't take me out of the game. He might have won that little battle, but he didn't win the war.
The Saints won the game, and in December, these two teams and Sheldon Brown and Reggie Bush will battle again.
Well, I might be looking for him, but you know, if I get a chance, I'm gonna get him back. But other than that, you know, there's no hard feelings. There's no beef between us. He capitalized on his opportunity, and you know, I would expect him to. You know, if there's the other way around, I would have done the same thing. That's football, man. I love football. And, as many times as they could dish it out, I could.
Here's a look at some of the stories we'll bring you this season on NFL Films Presents. The road to the Super Bowl is not a freeway. Everyone must pay a toll, unless you happen to fly one of these. We'll take you above the field and into the cockpit as we examine the pregame flyover.
5 seconds now.
The execution of a successful flyover
Going to fly right over the southern end zone.
is much like the execution of a successful game plan. But as we'll learn, piloting a plane might be simpler than running an NFL offense.
I like double wing right, X short, 200 jets smoke, X stick. Pick a side, you got me? Too deep, work the stick side, single safety, take the smoke. But come back in a blitz down, second down, triple right, U right, 58 CN. Get the ball around at 35 or 40, I like strong right west, U left, H2 cat wide bingo.
Okay, a bit confusing if you don't speak Gruden, but it ain't rocket science. This, however, is. We'll introduce you to Summer Williams, a rocket scientist who can double as a rockette. Her day job is at NASA, but on Sundays, she's a Texans cheerleader.
I'm never offended when somebody refers to me as the rocket scientist cheerleader. I actually kind of like the ring of rocket scientist.
Tony Dungy got a ring last season. I'll be joined by him, Lovie Smith, Mike Tomlin, and Jerry Reese as we reflect on perhaps the most important week in NFL history in terms of racial progress.
4 great moments right there. I mean, that's a championship game, Lovie, for you and Mike being introduced as head coach, Jerry being introduced as GM, going to the Super Bowl championship game for me. Those are moments for African-American history, and that's awesome. That's what I think.
The ride of Dungy's life came on Super Sunday. But for the new man in the Monday night booth,
didn't let the game come to me.
Well, he still hasn't gotten over the fact that he never won a championship.
Once again, slams the door in the face of the man they call Jaws.
Here we are, 27 years later, and it hurts worse. I look back at that one chance to be a world champion and didn't get it done, and it bothers me.
Philadelphia is still waiting for that first Super Bowl title, and Brian Dawkins might be the man to lead them to it. This season on NFL Films Presents, we'll learn how Dawkins is the wind beneath the Eagles' wings.
Ball is spotted. The kick is away, and the kick is no good.
I did that.
Like Dawkins, Mike Furrey knows what it's like to deliver a big hit. We'll tell you how Furrey went from playing safety for the Rams to scoring touchdowns against them.
Second touchdown reception of Mike Furrey's career, and they have both come right here against his former team.
I do right there, play safety last year. Right. Mike Furrey out there getting off.
Tell you, man, you got a lot of respect in this league, man.
The 2006 NFC receptions leader is probably respected everywhere, except Dallas, where he knocked a little luster off the Cowboys' star. Clearly, Furrey's fastball wasn't a big hit with these guys. We'll sit down with Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and Troy Aikman. Together, they're known as the Triplets.
There's no way I can write my story without these two guys. No way they can write their story without me. And for me, that's everything.
Writing stories is Peter King's job. He knows a good one when he sees it. And we discovered recently he knows a bad one, too.
It was the biggest bastardization in the history of pro football. Games never should have been played. It was a joke. It was an invention. It was stupid. It was crude. It should not have counted in the standings. I just think it's the worst thing in 24 years that I've ever covered.
Later this year, we'll reveal what Peter felt was the NFL's biggest blunder. And we'll explain why we brought these men together to correct a mistake we made 20 years ago.
So listen, thank you for getting them to fix that mistake of theirs.
Everyone makes mistakes. But when you can turn a busted play into a big moment, you've got what coaches call a no-no, yes-yes play.
They start off no.
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 Oh, no.
Oh, what's he doing?
Oh, God, dang it, man!
And then all of a sudden it's,
Oh, my. Hey. Oh.
Go in!
oh, phew. Oh, wow, what a great play.
Go in!
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
You got to be kidding me. Driving me crazy. That happened with Brett often.
Brett Favre is the all-time no-no, yes-yes player.
no.
Favre steps up in the pocket. He flips it into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Yes.
And these guys know that better than anyone. They all held the most frustrating job in sports, backup to the NFL's all-time Iron Man. And as we learn, standing behind Favre can be a most unpleasant experience.
Favre had some intestinal problems too. You know, he had part of his intestine removed, so that was his excuse for farting all the time.
You think God never farted?
Cajun quarterbacks. You can dress them up, but you can't take them anywhere. Just ask Bubby Brister. Is it true that you were at one time banned from Disney World?
Golly, possibly. I don't know.
Possibly. So who will end up in Disney World after the Super Bowl? I can't tell you that, but I can guarantee we'll cover football. From the tiny rubber balls and field turf.
Those things end up in the weirdest places. They're in your socks, they're in your pants.
To the biggest, baddest man in old school electric football.
If you win enough and you get your name out there as, quote, one of the big guys, everybody wants to shoot you down.
It's going to be an electric year. So buckle up, Maverick, and enjoy the ride.